Hello, I'm Kate Stichina. You are watching InstaForex News. The US GDP increased significantly in the first quarter. This was caused by the growth of the inventories due to the strengthening of the consumer demand amid the lowest core inflation for 51 years. According to the first estimate, the US GDP grew by 3.2% on year in the first quarter. Since the economy continues to recover, the core inflation, which does not take into account the food and energy prices, stood at 0.6% in the first quarter against 1.8% in the fourth quarter. The Federal Reserve System follows this index actively. The target level of the core inflation, which according to the FRS corresponds to the price stability, is from 1.5 to 2%. The inflation at the level of 0.6% turned out to be the lowest since the zero inflation was fixed in the first quarter of 1959. This shows that the FRS will still remain the key interest rate near the zero. Earlier last week, the Federal Open Market Committee again repeated that it is intended to maintain the interest rates at the record low level during a long period of time. The economists were expecting that the GDP in the first quarter will advance by 3.3%, after the growth by 5.6% in the fourth quarter of 2009. However, the upturn in the fourth quarter generally was caused by the moderation of the decrease of the inventories compared to the rates observed in 2009. The published data are considered as the positive due to the increase of the consumer spending by 3.6% against the uptick by 1.6% in the fourth quarter. The contribution of the consumer expenditures in the increase of the GDP was 2.55 percentage points. The consumer spending is about 17% of the GDP. That is why they are an important part of the US economy. Since the unemployment is at the high level, the growth of the consumer expenditures was restrained during the economic recovery. However, the situation in the labor market by all appearance improves. The recent data showed that in March the American employers were creating jobs with the highest paces for 3 years. We'll be back tomorrow with the next release. Goodbye.